All right, guys, so we do have some greenness on the market happening, which is super cool, but this is exactly what I've been expecting. This is nothing else, though, but just a retrace to a higher time frame supply zone. So I would expect a rejection here. I'm going to tell you exactly what and how and why. If you don't know who I am, my name is 𝗏𝗏, and I bring you these daily updates. Been here since 2016. It's the 100x Club, the channel, because I'm 100xing my wealth in the next 10 years. If you want to come along the journey, subscribe to the channel and check out the daily updates. In which, for example, yesterday, I said that this is the likely scenario that I see playing out, going up to 3.08 and then potentially rejecting. And this is what is actually happened. So we're down here yesterday. As you can see here, this is the daily update from yesterday, about 3.04 trillion down here. And then from here, we had this big push up to this region. And so what I would imagine happening is exactly what we discussed yesterday, which is most likely a smash down. Why? So if I look at the higher time frame order block here, I designed these things that you have to come here and watch every single day. So subscribe to and bell notifications on, and also have a community where you can join in. It's completely free, but I post every time when I drop an update on whatever. You can just pin this Telegram. So watch them. I know it might be a little bit intimidating at first, but if you watch them every day, you will get, into the rhythm with us, and you will be able to follow the market as I do. And of course, nothing is financial advice. You do your own research. It's always risky to invest and trade cryptocurrencies. So always come back for entertainment. Let's get going. So on the 4-hour chart, this OB here, this is the order block, the supply zone that I've been expected to hit from down here, basically. Again, if you've been through, you watch the updates, you've been following through. And now we hit that. From that level, what the market did is reject hard, but there was no close below. Therefore, it was basically just a 50% retrace, which usually happens. But something interesting happened. FOMC came, and I said that the real target for me would be around 3.21 trillion on the daily chart because of the daily equilibrium, a 50% retrace. I'm not going to deep dive into that. I explained this multiple times in this week, but I want the market to go all the way up here to the 3.23 and reject from there. But unfortunately, or fortunately, if I look at this does seem like a very strong rejection on the 4-hour. This is the 4-hour high, and we do have, or the market has, a tiny close above here. This is not substantial for us to go long, for me to take a long position, but it does equal to a close above the 4-hour. And the problem with that is that it immediately closed below the 4-hour as well, the level that created that high. And that tells me that there is weakness in this level, and that there is weakness in this level, and there is strength in this level, meaning there are much more sellers than buyers. And as I drafted it yesterday here and explained, if I see a rejection after a retrace up here, I will have to take a short position. Now, if I look at a 15-minute chart or a 5-minute chart, this is the actual order block, the final order block that I wanted to see a retrace in, which happened now. Guess what? I have a video. I'm going to put it up here. It's called AMD, Accumulation, Manipulation, Distribution. It's also here on the channel. And this is the pattern exactly that is playing out now. So there is a higher time frame or a lower time frame order block right here, the 15-minute. The market pushes into that and accumulates right into that order block. Usually what happens is that it pops, it rejects. This is the 50% entry. This is the first time that I'm deploying capital. And if there is a retrace, that's the second time I'm deploying capital. This is what I want to see play out. And I know it's the weekend. I know it's going to be low liquidity. And I know that this setup is going to be riskier than the other setups. But I do think because of the rejection that we see from here, that you can see from here, a little bit of a close above, immediate close below, rejection after FOMC, a dovish FOMC, it's extremely bearish for me. So I have to take a short position. Also, liquidity built up. My target will be 2.74 trillion after this. Now you could want, so I have to take a short position if I see AMD play out, which is going to be a push into this region, a close below that level, and then a lower. I'm going to update you in the community if and when that happens. I actually update you when I take a trade. You can see this here as well. So this is something that I told you I'm taking, and about 24 hours later, this was the result. So I'm going to update you when it happens. Link in the description so you can join in. Now, you might be wondering if you've been coming here every single day. Okay, 𝗏𝗏, but you've been saying that we're going to go up to the daily equilibrium, which is the 3.22 trillion here. Why don't you think we're going to go up to? I'll tell you why. One, I do think we have to get back up there. I think that's the reality. But if I see a reaction on a 4-hour order block, on a 4-hour level, I cannot not take this as a short position. I can't. Look at this here, for example. Very similar situation. I hope that we're going to get all the way back up here, But this is also an order block. This entire thing is the order block. We came up here, rejected there, should have shorted. And I think actually this was the short that we took. So we actually did short this. But even though I was expecting this to come all the way up here, it didn't. That's the same situation here. Maybe the 50% retrace does not come now. Maybe the market is going to reject here, and then comes the 50% when the market went down all the way down there. It can happen. I don't know. I don't make the rules. I'm literally just trading the charts, and the chart is telling me that this risk reward wise is going to be an incredible short. Stop loss is going above here or even above here. This is going to be about my setup, about a 1-to-3 risk-reward ratio. This is what I'm looking at, and I do think that it is going to play out. So if that happens, again, I'm going to update you. I took a short yesterday on Zcash. I think it's a stupid short, to be honest. Just took it on a live show on 24/7. So if you have taken this, I am leaving it, but I'm expecting this to be stopped if and when the pop happens that I expect to happen. But once that happens, I hope that it's going to happen in London, and then we're going to see a market structure shift here, but we have to take it level by level. Ultimately, there is not much happening. So if you've been around here, you know, most of the channels are stopping and they're not going to do shows. We are going to drop every single day, so please come back for another one. If you want to educate yourself and whatever. Oh, also, I wanted to go back to the bots. I think it's interesting and important. So this is the Power Moon bot. I posted this in here. This week or next week, Verdi told me there's something happening with Power. So there is a link in the Telegram that I taken, and then you can copy this bot if you want to. Again, the last time we did the folks, it did 280%. I'm not saying it's gonna be this time as well. This can reject, this can rug, all that, but you know, Bertie told me. So, and then I have all these different bots that are running. Also, during the holidays, I do think it makes sense. The market will have to reverse at some point, and accumulation is the way. If you look at a grid bot, the grid bot literally just does this every time when there is volatility in the market. There is just simple choppiness. It buys and sells, and this is what we need here. So if you want to participate in that, I made a whole video on how I deployed and why I think you should start deploying. And also, this one is going to be, you can claim $1,000, up to $1,000 sign-up bonus. Check the terms, but up to $1,000 sign-up bonus if you use our link, and this is the description. This is the video where you can see how to do that. Click here to subscribe. Come back for another one. Join in the community. I'll see you in the next one. Have an amazing weekend.